Welcome to EUPrivacyForAll, Session 66 on GDPR, Article 64, Opinions of the EDPB. Article 64 on the opinions of the Board lays down that the Board shall issue an opinion where a competent supervisory authority intends to adopt any of the measures below, that is to say, a list of processing operations subject to the requirement for a data protection impact assessment, a matter on codes of conduct or an amendment or extension of a code of conduct, an approval of the criteria for accreditation of a body, the determination of standard data protection clauses, the authorization of contractual clauses, and the approval of binding corporate rules. Any supervisory authority, the chair of the board or the commission may request that any matter of general application or producing effects in more than one member state be examined by the board, with a view to obtaining an opinion, and in particular where a competent supervisory authority does not comply with the obligations for mutual assistance. The board shall issue an opinion on the matter submitted to it, provided that it has not already issued an opinion on the same matter. That opinion shall be adopted within 8 weeks by simple majority of the members of the board. Such a period could be extended by a further 6 weeks. Supervisory authorities and the Commission shall, without undue delay, communicate by electronic means to the board using a standardized format any relevant information, including, as the case may be, a summary of the facts, the draft decision, the grounds which make the enactment of such measure necessary, and the views of other supervisory authorities concerned. The chair of the board shall, without undue delay, inform by electronic means the members of the board and the Commission of any relevant information using a standardized format. He shall also inform the supervisory authority referred to and the Commission of the opinion adopted and make it public. The competent supervisory authority shall not adopt any draft decision within the period referred to in paragraph 3. The supervisory authority referred to in paragraph 1, that is to say the competent one, shall take utmost account of the opinion of the board and shall within 2 weeks after receiving the opinion electronically communicate to the chair of the board whether it maintains or will amend its draft decision. Finally, where the supervisory authority concerned informs the chair of the board within the period necessary that it does not intend to follow the opinion of the board in whole or in part, Article 55(1) on consistency and dispute resolution shall apply. Another key provision in the GDPR is Article 65(1)(c). In order to ensure the correct and consistent application of the regulation in individual cases, the board shall adopt a binding decision in cases where a competent supervisory authority does not request the opinion of the board or does not follow the opinion of the board. In that case, any supervisory authority concerned or the Commission may communicate the matter to the board. The Directive 95/46 lays in Article 28 that each supervisory authority is competent, whatever the national law applicable to the processing in question, to exercise on the territory of its own member state the powers conferred. The supervisory authorities shall cooperate with one another to the extent necessary for the performance of their duties, and in particular by exchanging all useful information. What should accountable data controllers and processors get prepared for? The board will be issuing an opinion where a competent supervisory authority intends to adopt a list of processing submitted to data protection impact assessment, codes of conduct demonstrating compliance with the regulation, criteria for accreditation of a body, whether it targets codes of conduct or certifications, standard data protection clauses adopted nationally by a supervisory authority, contractual clauses authorized by a supervisory authority, or binding corporate rules. any supervisory authority, the chair of the board or the commission may request the board to adopt an opinion, notably in the frame of mutual assistance. This opinion shall be adopted within 8 weeks by a simple majority, and a possible extension by 6 weeks is possible on matters no opinion was already issued on. The board members not objecting within a reasonable period set by the chair will be deemed as being in agreement with the opinion. A supervisory authority could in the end decide not to follow the opinion of the board. In such a case, the consistency and dispute resolution mechanism will be used. So the question triggered now regards the predictability of national supervisory authorities' decisions and EDPB opinions, and the articulation of both.